me as an 18-year-old would be so shocked at what I am as a 25-year-old. Just being in an environment where the way that you looked didn't matter. I was so used to always being judged by the way that I looked from dancing, and just going into an environment where it didn't matter. You can be any shape, any size, any height, any this, any that, and you're accepted. When I was younger, I was always trying to make myself look one way. And then when I got into strength training and got into the gym, that changed, and it changed my life. And welcome back to episode 15 of the Hunt podcast. Today, myself, Jay and Paige are going to be talking about the importance of women and strength training. But firstly, before we get into it, we're going to learn a little bit about Paige because this is her first time on the podcast. And Paige runs Lifting with a Smile. So give us a bit of a rundown of what Lifting with a Smile is.
I guess Lifting Smile is women's only group training functional classes. I run it through Ep.15, obviously here in Newcastle. We run through like weekly classes. We've got like a timetable and everything like that. And we run through a lot of like strength training, and then we kind of go into like more of a functional side of things towards the end of the program, I guess. We focus on like 4-week blocks, and I guess it gives that safe space for women to like feel empowered, get stronger, I guess get that community vibes as well, like through the group training. We do like a lot of community events and like hang out lots and lots and have lots of girly chit chat and all the things, which is amazing, and honestly why I absolutely love going to work. It never ever feels like going to work. It feels like you're just going and hanging out with your friends for like a few hours.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's literally the best vibe. So and it's always so good when like girls are getting like PBs in the gym and stuff like that, and we're all just like hyping each other up, and yeah, it's just like
that's awesome.
Good vibes. And yeah, some of the girls will like message me and be like, I'm having a mental health day, like can I just come in and train, but just hang out basically and just chat.
That's awesome.
Like,
that's so good. That's awesome that you've been able to build a community like that. And it's a women's only group, isn't it?
Yeah. So women's only.
Yeah. That's so cool.
I honestly have been asked if we would ever like open the space up, and I just feel like it wouldn't create the exact same vibe that we have right now, and sort of the friendship and community that we have. And it's really funny because like a lot of the time, like people think, oh, like women, they're going to be like bitchy in groups and stuff like that, but we're the complete opposite of that.
Yeah.
And we'll never ever like get in amongst that. Like we'll be there like talking about everyone's like jobs. We'll be talking about all the like things we're proud of, and like, you know, some of the girls getting engaged and all those things. So like we're getting really excited and happy. And there's just never ever like bickering or bitching at all. Like everyone's just so lovely and just wants to have fun.
That's so good. You can definitely tell that through your Instagram as well, that you've created and you foster such a supportive and inclusive environment. Yeah, I can definitely tell that you've created LAS literally for everyone, no matter where they are in their journey. And yeah, you guys welcome everyone, no matter where they're at, with open arms, which is really, really good. It's so important because, you know, there's not a lot of stuff out there. I guess it is growing, but yeah, it's so cool to know that, yeah, you are one of those women who are, creating that really safe space for other women who are looking to get into strength training or just training in general.
Yeah, 100%.
How did you yourself get into training?
I got into training through school. So I like started during high school and sort of like went here and there. And then when it was coming to like year 11 and 12, I was taking the gym a bit more seriously and like watching YouTube videos and doing all the things like researching, copying programs and all the things, like not sure how to do all the things. So I sort of got into it through that way, and my mental health was like taking a turn going through the HSC and all those things and exam period massively. My mum was like, the only place that you're allowed to go other than studying is the gym, just because she knew that was my like safe space.
Yep.
And I had made like so many like great friends through the gym, and again, like that community base really draws me. But I think it was just also my outlet to just like feel good and feel happier and just get in a hectic sesh before going home and studying again.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah. What about you, Jay?
I got into training after I finished up with dancing. So when I left school, I went into a full-time dance program. And during my time in dance, I had a bit of a rough time with body image, definitely wanting to be a certain size, wanting to look a certain way, not getting selected for jobs because of the way that I looked, commonly told that my leg muscles were too big, which is so funny because now I always look at them and I'm like, keep growing, like get bigger. But yeah, back then I just was really down on myself. I definitely was in a really bad headspace. And then I did a similar thing to you. I kind of started going to the gym. I started off in cardio equipment, and then I started to see some things on YouTube of women lifting weights. And I remember, I think it was like Whitney Simmons, I think that's her name, but and Stephanie Buttermore. I remember those two women specifically. I used to watch them on YouTube and then go to the gym and like do their like strength workouts. And I'd do like dumbbell bench press. Dumbbell bench press, and like I do some lat pull down. I train some arms. I didn't really train legs ever because of what had previously been said to me. And then after that, I found Tom, who was my first powerlifting coach, and I actually properly got into strength training and learned how to squat, bench, and deadlift. And yeah, I would never not recommend it to anyone. Yeah, it's literally changed my life. So yeah, especially in particular my body image, which is come a good old 360 since back in dancing. Because God damn, I really didn't appreciate what my body was capable of at all, which is really sad to look back on.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the time, like women get into the gym for those reasons, to change the way that they look and
100%.
How they perceive themselves, and especially when we're in like negative headspace. And it's hard because like our hormones are like literally all over the shop all the time. So like sometimes we're having like a good body image week, and sometimes we're having a terrible body image week. But like and then people get into it, and then they like sort of see the other benefits and reach the rewards like elsewhere. And like I feel like that kind of keeps people keep going and like keep getting into it.
Definitely.
And especially now, like seeing that change like from when I was younger, because I definitely also had like body image issues massively, like going through high school and like, you know, boy drama and all the things. And like, literally like making that change and stuff like that. And I guess my family has always been like quite supportive of like those sort of changes, but you do get those comments all the time of like, oh, like your legs are getting bigger or this and that and stuff like that. And it's like, well, like that is what it is. Like we're growing like at that age, you know what I mean?
Yep, 100%. Yeah, I know. It's so sad. Like from that age of like 15 to, you know, early 20s, like the female body is still growing. It's going through changes. You're growing into a woman. And I think like, unfortunately, society has just built this, you know, thing that you have to be the same body that you were when you were 14 years old. And that's just not it. I think
it's not possible.
It's not possible. And once, I mean, I got into the gym because I wanted to change the way that I looked. That is why I got into it. But what kept me coming back to the gym is the way that it made me feel. And I think that is something, you know, we as coaches really, really need to preach to clients and make sure that they are appreciating what their body is capable of doing. Because the female body can do so much. Like, holy cow. There is so crazy strong women out there in so many different ways, you know, not just in powerlifting, you know. runners,
we see
high
Tia
jumpers.
Claire doing CrossFit right now while she's pregnant, like insane stuff. Like we make it possible. Like we are, I guess back in the day we were always like the women that were like cooking and cleaning and doing all of those things, but the women still like took care of the kids, still worked through the day and all the things. And like we're just moving more into a movement of like where women are feeling empowered, like through their job, through the training, through everything, all other aspects. So we can honestly do all the things if we want to do all the things, which is incredible.
Right. That's exactly it. What do you think made you fall in love with training?
I guess like just reaping those rewards, and like I guess I really enjoyed being able to like go up in weight and I guess go to school and be like, "Oi, I'm like lifting this," or I've just done this week and whatnot, and everyone would hype you up. I remember getting the Gym Junkie Award in Year 12
That's so
for cool. Our formal award, and I was like so hyped,
That's awesome.
so happy about it.
That's so cool.
And honestly, like I guess I fell in love with it just through like being able to see the changes in my body in the sense of like I was becoming more muscly and stuff like that. So I was noticing like how strong I was getting. And I also really like just enjoyed seeing those weights going up and everything like that. And then the community and the friends that I made that made me want to keep coming to the same gym and seeing them at the same time every single day because they would turn up and do the thing. And that's honestly why I wanted to get into the fitness industry, was to give people the same things that I got out of it, like giving people, like showing them that fitness is way more than physical. It's so like good for your mental health, and you can just feel so freaking good after going to the gym for an hour. Like, you know, it's just an hour out of the day, right?
Exactly. Yeah. You want to show other people, like, you want to help other people reap the rewards that you did. I totally get that. I'm the exact same. Yeah. The gym changed my life, and I want to show people how, the gym can change their life too. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
How did you fall in love with it?
I think probably the biggest thing for me that I reckon sort of made me want to keep coming back was just being in an environment where the way that you looked didn't matter. I was so used to always being judged by the way that I looked from dancing, and just going into an environment where it didn't matter. You can be any shape, any size, any height, any this, any that. You can, and you're accepted. And I think that is what made me fall in love with the gym, because you're not put into this box. I think for me that's what it was. You can that's probably the biggest thing. And I get a little bit emotional when I think about it, because I definitely when I was younger was always trying to make myself look one way. And then when I got into strength training and got into the gym, that changed, and it changed my life 100%. I don't think me as an 18-year-old would be so shocked at what I am as a 25-year-old. They probably wouldn't even believe it. It's crazy.
I love that. It's insane.
It's so good.
It's so good that like the gyms can create such an inclusive environment like that, and just like make you feel welcome no matter who you are or where you came from or whatever. Like you can just come in and do things and lift some heavy weight and
that's right.
Go home.
That's right. And finding a training or a training type that you enjoy is, important as well. And I really enjoy strength training. I hated doing cardio. I used to do it all the time. I hated it. I don't know why I put myself through it, because I did not enjoy it at all.
Same. I could not run for the life of me.
Totally. And it's interesting because, a lot of women out there think that, they have to go to the gym and they have to run, or they have to get on the elliptical and they have to get on the bike, and it's not it. Like, you're not going to stay with a consistent routine if you're doing stuff in the gym that you don't enjoy. If you find something that you enjoy, you are so much more likely to actually find a routine and actually go to the gym, those 5 times a week that you want to. Because you want to go and do what you're doing. So
instead of just sticking to like a 30-day goal of making sure that you consistently go for a run every single day and all the things. like I know that there's a lot of people out there that do love running and do love all of those things, but it's for the women that don't actually enjoy it and just do it because they think that that is what they need to do to look a certain way and 100%. Be a certain way and feel a certain way, but it's just not how it is. Like, you know, there's way more out there that you could find and explore and fall in love with, like for training to make actually consistent. Yeah. Like I've had so many of my members say to me, this is the most consistent I've ever been to the gym for an entire year, 2 years, 3 years, you know, all of those things. So, just crazy to think that like because I come from a passion that was like grown when I was like 16. So I already had that passion, whereas not everyone has had that passion throughout their life and like wanted that change and wanted to stay committed and all of the things, because like honestly life happens and things go up and down and bad shit happens, so sometimes you do fall out of your routine and all the things, but you know, to me it's like a non-negotiable. I'm turning up, I'll go because I know that it makes me feel good, but other people don't know that that's what it can do for them.
That's right. Yeah, because they're doing something in the gym that they don't enjoy.
Yeah.
So why would they go when they're feeling, you know, down about themselves, they're having a bad mental health day? Why would they go to the gym? And I'm bagging out running on the treadmill a lot, but I don't mean it, because if you enjoy running, then that's awesome. But if you're going to the gym and forcing yourself to do something and you're already in a bad headspace, it's likely you're not going to go and do it, because why would that make you feel better when you don't enjoy it anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Cool. So now Paige and I are going to talk a little bit about why women should start strength training. So give us the first one, Paige. What do you reckon?
I guess, we were throwing around some ideas before, obviously we were filming, but basically what we've just been talking about, but the mental health rewards, which we've fully jumped into just before. Yeah. But I also wanted to mention like how good it is for like our bones and our muscles, and like basically as we're getting older and all the things and the changes that come with like menopause and things like that, and how important like actual strength training is, and how like we kind of, the older we get, you want to kind of move away from like the HIIT training, the like super cardio based stuff. That's because we really want those muscles to be around and supporting us when we're getting old and fragile, and you know, still wanting that independence of being able to walk without like a walker and all the things.
Being able to pick things up if you drop them.
Exactly.
Simple things like that, watering the garden, picking out weeds, all that type of stuff. As you get to old age, it gets harder.
Things.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I just wanted to sort of like highlight that as like a massive importance as we're getting older. And like, obviously when we're going through menopause and things like that, our like your body is changing. So like you don't need like as hot, like, you know, our periods are stopping. So our hormones are changing a lot. And our iron levels will change and all the things. And I guess that will also change like our muscle mass and bone density and all the things. So it's just something to be aware of, that strength training is super important coming into those like older age, like, you know, when you're coming over that 50 mark, because we need those things. We want to do all the things. Right.
And it also gives you a decreased risk of osteoporosis, which is good as well. You know, obviously.
And it helps with arthritis massively as well. Yep. And just like any like sort of, I guess, autoimmune disease, is that right?
Yeah.
Is that the right word? That it's super beneficial for all of those things as well. Yep. So
totally. Yeah, 100%. And then also we did speak briefly before about childbirth. The benefits of strength training prior to childbirth, and then obviously post childbirth as well. Obviously that's going to be in line with a physio, you know, that's going to be guided by someone, a professional. But the benefits of strength training, you know, leading up to pregnancy and then postpartum as well is just huge. Like that recovery, makes making sure that you are doing that, so that the recovery, is faster and everything goes back to normal or almost.
Yes, yeah. Well, as like obviously we're talking about that, like I guess you see so many women that they stop their training as soon as they fall pregnant and all of those things because they're so scared of the risk of like, you know, moving or hurting the baby or all the things. But if you've been consistently training before you got pregnant, you can consistently keep training up until literally like the day of your birth, basically. As long as your body feels comfortable and feels good to train, because I know like a lot of women are affected by like morning sickness and afternoon sickness and all day sickness.
And then even things like pelvic pain as well as they get further into their third trimester, that can make things quite difficult as well. But I'm the same as you. I know women who I've personally trained some women up to like the day that they've popped. Literally, I trained one lady who 2 days before she gave birth, I had a session with her. And then, 2 days later, she gave birth and she was a firecracker. She was running all the way up, 38 weeks, everything. And obviously that is an extreme case. She had done that in her previous pregnancy as well. And she was working closely with a women's physio. She was wearing a belt over her belly to sort of, you know, keep things in while she was jogging. But everyone is individual, but she is someone who, because she was training to that intensity prior to her pregnancy, she was able to pull back a little bit, you know, as guided. But she did train all the way up right through pregnancy, which is just amazing. And then I saw her maybe honestly 2 weeks after she'd given birth, and it was insane. Like, honestly, she was like, I think I'm ready to come back to the gym. Like, that's how fast her recovery was.
Yeah. Her body just can naturally like come back all together and like be fine, because like obviously birth is a natural process for us. So having like literally already having all of that training prior, her body would naturally be able to bounce back quite easily.
And she was 41 as well.
Yeah, wow.
41. Insane. Wow. Absolutely insane. Yeah. So cool. Cool. It was awesome to watch her train.
Yeah, I've had one of my women, she was recently just had her bub as well. Like, he's going to turn a year old this year. But basically she had her pregnancy, but she had absolute awful morning, all day sickness sort of thing. And couldn't keep training up until like basically that 41 weeks. I think she pulled back at about, 31 weeks, right? No, I'm just trying to think. She had to pull back quite early in her pregnancy, around the trimester 2, because like, she just literally couldn't do it anymore. Like, she was just getting so sick, and things like that. But, again, that's totally normal and common to like need to have a pull back like that. And when you can feel your body in that way. And I mean, her bubba was quite a big bubba for her. And he came out like 9 pounds something.
Yeah, wow.
Like, big bubba.
Big bub. Big
I
bub.
was a big bubba too. But she ended up having him. And then honestly, she had to have a cesarean. And within the 8 or so weeks after post pregnancy, she was ready to come back to the gym as well. Like, her physio said the same thing, that it doesn't even look like you've had even a cesarean.
Wow.
You know, like it doesn't even seem like you were pregnant. You know, it's crazy how like her body had already like changed. And I guess with the like it not being the natural birth way, it's such a good feeling for her to like see that that her training still held up and like got her body back to where it was like after her pregnancy.
Yeah, that's so cool. I also just want to add, with us saying this, obviously when we say that they come back to training postpartum, we don't mean that they go from where they were before they were pregnant. It's a slow process back, and you know, we give modifications
and it's different for everyone.
Totally, and it is different for everyone. It's always going to be different for everyone, and same as training, you know, during pregnancy as well. It's going to be different for everyone. But there are, you know, different things that coaches will do, and modifications and things like that align with hopefully working with a women's physio, especially if you are training up until, you know, that 38-week, 40-week mark. Because, there are risks with it. But just making sure that you're working with the right health professionals to making sure that you are safe and the bub's safe as well. Yeah. So cool. I think that kind of covers why sort of women should strength train. There's so many other things that we can talk about in regards to that. And we do have some videos on the Hunter Performance Center Instagram with some of the members talking about why they love strength training and why they love Hunter Performance Center. So if you do want to hear some more point of views from that, then you're more than welcome to jump on there and have a little listen.
Especially because it's International Women's Day this week. So we've got lots of things going up, and we've got actually a really fun seminar to do over the weekend, which we'll be talking all things women as well.
Yeah, it'll be really, really good. And when do you think women should start strength training? Like what age should they start? How should they start? That sort of thing.
For me personally, I would say now. Just because literally there is like no right time. Like now is basically the right time to start. If you're thinking about it and you have any inkling that you kind of want to get into it, 110%, I would just say just do it and jump in the deep end and get into it, because you will have those hard weeks to begin with. Like you're going to feel sore, you're going to have all of those changes. And you can jump into any style of training, whatever you sort of like, whatever's drawing your attention to the fitness industry. Like powerlifting, like CrossFit, like functional fitness, like group classes, all the things. There's so much out there that you can get involved and get into. But would 100% say now is always the right time.
100%. Age does not matter. Not at all. I'm very lucky to train with some masters athletes up in Brisbane, and what they do every single day is just incredible. Specifically Peter Day, I train with her sometimes, and she is in the masters. I hope I don't get this wrong, but she is in the masters. I think it's 60 to 64, and she is just unstoppable. She is still hitting PRs, and she's in that age bracket. She's squatting like 140 kilos, and her deadlift is just absolutely next level as well. She's got the world record deadlift for her age category in the IPF, and she is just breaking stigmas every single day. It's really, really inspiring to see. And she has a really inspirational story. She started in pump classes as an instructor, and now she's here doing powerlifting.
I love that.
Yeah, as a full-on competitive powerlifter competing internationally. It's just amazing to see. Yeah, it's really like it really doesn't matter your age. And Keza,
we've got Keza. She started when I was speaking to her the other week, and I was asking her when did she start powerlifting, and she said she was 63 when she started, and she's still loving it literally 3 years later. And she just recently hit a bench PR, I think of 65.
Yeah, I think it was 65.
65, yeah. I was like, I don't want to butcher that and not give her all the kilos that she got.
Yeah, that's so cool. So she started when she was 63.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is so cool. So
and she does Pilates once a week as well, and still trains consistently. Aiden coaches her, and she absolutely loves it. Like she's honestly a core part of our community at HVC. Like she is just amazing, gets around everyone, especially the girlies. She loves it. And she is insane. She's hit so many PBs. We've been chasing each other for like our deadlift together, which is absolutely hilarious. So we just always send each other messages and talk shit and hype each other up.
That's awesome. That's sick. And then we have the other end of the spectrum as well, where, we have little Maddie Harper, who's 14 years old, and in powerlifting training. We've got
on our board at HVC for our lift. Incredible to say that she's 14 years old. Yeah, so she's
completely on the other side of it. So she's very young and got into strength training, I believe through her dad.
He's a powerlifter as well, who gets coached by Aiden as well.
So cool that we do have 63-year-old's Keza, and then we also do have little 14-year-old Maddie, who's doing the same thing on the other side. She's breaking the stigma for young women, really, really young women, getting into strength training sports, because it's so awesome. And then Robsy, who's 16 as well. So cool. It's awesome. So really, it's any age. I got started in strength training when I was about 21. When did you start, Paige? How old were you? You were 16. Hey.
I was about 15, 16 when I got into it, when I started lifting weights, because honestly, I tried the cardio thing for a bit and it just wasn't for me. Like, I tried pump classes and my God, I don't know how they do 3 minutes of track doing squats. Like, whoa, I give it out to the ladies that have stuck to it for like 50 years. Like
100%.
But it just didn't interest me after literally 6 months. So straight away got into the other side of the training and getting into the strength training and lifting weights and doing all the things.
Yeah, so good. And if someone was interested to start, they had like a little inkling, but they don't really know what to sort of do, what would you recommend?
I would recommend either getting a coach, which is a massive thing. Obviously, like whether you get a coach, like a one-on-one, so you can do like PT and those sort of things. You can also, if you have that good intuition and like sort of like accountability and all the things, you could get an online coach, which is also amazing.
Totally.
And then your other side of things would be group classes as well, which is awesome, because then you get to like sort of see the trainer, talk to them, but then have that group experience as well. And then the only other thing, if you were nervous about all of those things and like trying to like even get into that scares you, I would just start researching, get online, watch YouTube. We have our YouTube channel that talks about lots of things. And I would just recommend just getting on, watching, writing down, doing the things and seeing how machines work and those sort of things. And ask for help. Just ask for help.
Totally.
Just reach out.
Totally. I completely agree, especially, in the online space these days, there's so much out there. There are so many coaches. There's so much education. If you are wanting to start, but you are really nervous, I would definitely have a look online and, try to find someone who, has an Instagram page that really resonates with you. Like that you like their morals, you like their beliefs, you like what they stand for, you like the content that they put out. Contact them, reach out to them, because I'm sure that they can help you out, because if you're a coach, that's what you want to do, right? So definitely reach out to them. Do you have any other recommendations? Probably maybe in regards to women only training. I know that obviously LAS, Lifting with a Smile, your program is female only. Do you know of any others out there that do have women only programs?
Sherelle Grant has made the women's health movement, which is a really amazing space that she's sort of creating. So there is a lot of women's only apps, like Move With Us as well by Rachel Dillon. She also has something out there.
She does.
If you're looking at more online spaces. But obviously if you're looking at in person, look around at your local, see if there's any women's gyms around, because some of them do cater for that. And as well, like in group classes at even commercial gyms, when it's not just women's only, there is a lot of women that do go to those classes because they feel safe in that environment. Definitely. And all of those things. So I would recommend, even if you had a commercial gym and say you don't have a women's gym around nearby you could definitely even just jump into those classes and see what it's all about. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't have to go back.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Just jump on and find a class that is coached by a female through those commercial gyms. Usually they have their names sort of on there, or just send them an email and ask. And then, you'll have a female coach, and that might make you feel a little bit more confident. But I guess also just remembering
take a friend as well.
Yeah, take a friend. And everyone that goes to the gym is focusing so much on themselves that I know we sort of say this all the time, but in case you haven't heard this before, no one is focusing on you. If it's your first time in the gym, don't try not to feel anxious or nervous, because no one's looking at you, no one's staring at you, just act confident and no one will question you. That's what I always, when I'm nervous.
Act like a bad bitch.
Yeah, just who cares, like sometimes like I'm in the gym doing what people would think is weird. When I see my EP to get rehab and I'm out here doing these weird exercises and people are kind of looking at me maybe and being like, what is this chick doing? But there's a purpose behind it, so it doesn't matter. Just do it.
Yes, just do it. Just do it. And as well, if you're just getting into the gym and just have something written down on your phone so you can look down at it and write down the exercises that you can do. Have a pre-plan of what you're going to go in and do in the gym, so that you're not looking like a lost little puppy in there and like not knowing where you're going. Like, honestly, and another good thing is just asking the person behind the counter to give you a small little tour of the gym, so you can see where the machines are that you wrote down on your phone and saying, oh, I actually need this bench, or I need to go do lat pull down, or I want to find a squat rack. So where are they? So that is also a great thing, is always asking like the gym instructor where everything is and having that little tour.
Definitely. Then you feel a little bit more confident. And I guess if you're a really, really beginner and you are sort of going into the gym for the first time, I would just recommend to stick sort of to machines. They're really easy. You really can't get them wrong. They always have a little description on them as well. They tell you exactly what you're sort of working, like the leg extension. It'll say leg extension. It'll give you a rundown of what muscles you're working, and it'll sort of tell you how to use it, which makes things nice and easy. And then maybe as you start to feel more confident in the gym space in general, you can sort of branch out a little bit, maybe go and do some dumbbells, things like that, and then potentially maybe progress to a barbell. But yeah.
And if not, just get a coach, and your coach will do all the things for you and probably grab all the weights and bits and pieces that you need, so you'll never ever feel lost in the gym. So
face-to-face coach, they'll be right there with you, next to you the whole time. And even with online coaching these days, a lot of people offer high contact coaching. And if that is something, that you have signed up with for your coach, just message them and say, hey, I'm really nervous today. And if they're available and free, they can just sort of talk you through and run you through the whole time. And you'll feel, kind of like someone's there with you, even though they're not side by side with you,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for coaches, we've got plenty of coaches. So
we do. So if you're looking for women's fitness or women's only group fitness, obviously contact Paige. Give us a little plug.
A little plug. Well, if you're wanting to surround yourself with beautiful women and feel empowered and strong and get excited about coming to the gym, then I would 107% sign up with me. Because the girls are just the best, and you get what you see. Honestly, my vibe is exactly what I attract to the girls, and they're all very much on the same vibe. So I would just recommend just coming in and jumping on board. And I know it feels nervous and anxious, and I tell that to all the girls that come in for their first day. I'm like, it's new. I'm going to sound like I'm talking gibberish to you because you're not going to understand what these things are, but I'm going to be here by your side the whole time. And the other girls can also support you. And if you have any questions and say I'm not available, you just talk to them and they will know their thing. So
that's so good. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. That's so good. And if they want to contact you, where do they find you?
At Lifting a Smile on Instagram or Facebook as well.
Beautiful.
And I think I'm on the website as well. On the Hunter Performance website.
Yes, I think so. So Paige is out of Hunter Performance Centre in Bennett?
Bennett's Green.
Sorry. Bennett's Green. That is so embarrassing. Bennett's Green. That is where, her business is located. So out of HPC. And then I am an online coach for Hunter Performance Centre. So I'm actually located in Brisbane, and I do purely online coaching. So if you are looking for a one-on-one online coaching coach, you can contact me at jlifts_HPC on Instagram, or you can send me an email at j@hunterperformance.com.au. But
beautiful.
That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. You will have Aiden and Benny back next time, but Paige and I might do another episode in the future if this goes well. So yeah. Drop a 5-star review.
Yes, give us 5 stars if you want the girlies to come back.
Yeah, 100%.
Alrighty, enjoy.